Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you are having a fantastic day. We are going to talk about why Caitlin Clark should be in the MVP conversation. Yes, the MVP conversation. But first, I want to play a short clip from Rashad McCants, who's a former NBA player himself, talking about his choice for Rookie of the Year. And I think this is a really good answer that is not talked about enough whenever you're talking about Caitlin Clark, just in terms of her productivity, specifically probably her scoring more than anything. And so I think this is relative to any conversation, whether it's Rookie of the Year or MVP or just how she's playing and the kind of year she's having. So let's listen to this first, and then we'll talk about it.
Definitely, Caitlin. And there's no shade to Angel. It's just what Caitlin has to face on a nightly basis of like them trying to stop
Number
her.
one on scattering
Like
points. Yes.
She can't get equal opportunity as everyone else because then she would average. I think she would average 25, 26 a game because you're not trying to gear the scouting report to stop her. Like Angel Reese, I feel like they're not giving her as much of a strenuous assignment when it comes to scouting report because she's going to do what she does. She rebounds. It's hard to stop somebody who definitely.
Okay, so I think that's really, really important to understand that context. That right there is is almost the beginning and end of the conversation. The fact that teams are so focused on stopping Caitlin Clark, right? And this is a huge key for me for both just how she's playing and how well she's playing, but whether you're talking about Rookie of the Year, All-Star team, MVP, whatever it is, no, there's no defense in the league that revolves around stopping a specific player on another team the way every single team tries to stop Caitlin Clark, period. And that makes everyone around Caitlin better. Everyone around Caitlin better. One of the things you like to see that people come back with this is Mitchell shoots better. Take a look at the difference of the shots. Caitlin Clark, if she's lucky, has to come off an okay screen with two players in her face shooting from a further distance than Steph Curry shoots. Kelsey Mitchell gets to take her time as if she's practicing her form alone in the gym because she's so wide open. And that is not a knock on Kelsey Mitchell. You still have to make that shot. I talked about that in the win against the Mercury. She had three huge threes in the third quarter. But the point is to compare their 3-point shooting percentage without context is ridiculous. I talked about in a previous video how in her last 5 games, 15.2 points, 6.2 rebounds, 10 assists per game, 3 double doubles in her last 4 games. Real ones with assists, not chucking the ball up at the backboard and catching it again. Um, but what I wanted to take a look at is a few recent seasons that were in the MVP conversation. Okay, this is Chelsea Gray of the Las Vegas Aces. As you can see, I have 2023 highlighted. Why? Because she finished 7th in the MVP voting in 2023. 15.3 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 7.3 assists per game. Caitlin Clark right now, I believe, is the only player in the league averaging 15, 5, and 5. And let me see what's updated here for her. What her actual 5.7 rebounds, sorry, 7.1 assists, 16 points. 16 points, 5.7 rebounds, 7.1 assists, 15.3 points, only 4 rebounds, 7.3 assists. She finished 7th in the MVP voting. And by the way, she did it for the champion Aces, who were 34-6 and had Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, and Asia Wilson to help her out. Speaking of, let's take a look at Kelsey Plum, because guess what? In 2022, Kelsey finished third in the MVP voting, 20 points per game. Give it only 2.7 rebounds, 5.1 assists, much lower in both of those categories. She did have a good shooting season. She shot the ball well all over the court. But again, you're going to get better looks when you're on a team with other players in MVP contention. She finished third with those numbers. Keep that in mind. Third in the league. She's averaged a few more points per game, 4, without without the defense designed to stop her the way Caitlin Clark has on a more talented team. But her assists and rebounds are nowhere in sight. So look, we're going to check out one more because Jackie Young finished ninth last season MVP voting, 17.6 points. She's got a slight edge there. 4 rebounds, much lower. 3.8 assists, much lower. And yet she was ninth in the MVP voting. So let's check out that list. Ninth, Las Vegas Aces. Chelsea Gray finished seventh, Las Vegas Aces. Asia Wilson finished seventh, Las Vegas Aces. So you look at these numbers, right? I already mentioned Chelsea Gray's 50 fewer points, fewer rebounds, slight uptick on assists. Look, we can look at Jewel Lloyd too. Okay, racked up the points, 24.7, fewer rebounds, fewer assists, and she did not, right? Those shooting numbers are not Caitlin Clark's shooting numbers. So obviously she shot the ball a lot. And again, that's not a knock on Jewel Lloyd. My point is, Caitlin Clark's production is within those numbers, and we're talking about people in the MVP category. Kelsey Plum, 2022, she finished third in the league. Third. By the way, her teammate won it. 20 points. She did shoot well. She took more shots. Look, 2.7 rebounds compared to 5.7. 5.1 assists compared to 7.1 assists. You're going to get good looks when your teammate is who plays inside is the MVP. Alyssa Thomas, who finished fourth, 13.4 points, 8.2 rebounds, 6.1 assists, numbers that are comparable to Caitlin Clark. And she played on a very good Connecticut team. Right, Candace Parker finished fifth, 13 points, 8.6 boards, 4.5 assists. Sabrina Ionescu, eighth, 17.4 points. It's a few more. She didn't shoot great, 41% from the field, 33% from three, 7.1 rebounds, 6.3 assists. My point being, Caitlin Clark should be in the MVP conversation. I am not saying she's the MVP. I'm saying she's in the conversation when you look at these players and where they finished in the MVP voting and the statistics that they had, not to mention the teammates that they had. You have to put Caitlin Clark in that conversation. And to that point, I dare these defenses to play her straight up the way they have to play players like Sabrina Ionescu or um, Chelsea Gray or Kelsey Plum. Play Caitlin Clark that way. Play her straight up. Go under those screens instead of over, and let's see what happens. Okay. Stop this nonsense about Caitlin Clark not producing and not having a great rookie year and struggling in the WNBA because it's a lie. It is a lie. And I hope this video doesn't go south and she has a terrible game against New York today. But hey, best team in the league. What are you going to do? We shall see. But hopefully you're enjoying these videos. You got something out of this that gives you something else because we talked all day and night about her statistics, but I wanted to do something which I hadn't done is take a look at her numbers compared to numbers of players who did do well in the MVP voting. So now you get a kind of a different look in terms of Caitlin Clark's production this season. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. We topped 4,000 yesterday. Sometime yesterday, we topped 4,000. It's absolutely amazing. I really, really do appreciate it. Um, yeah, I just it's been fantastic with all the comments and everything that the videos have been getting. It's been amazing. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you later.